Cal, first win of the season in front of a packed out Diva Stadium, a fantastic atmosphere and a fantastic result. What were your thoughts on the game?
Really pleased for the players on the back of two really pleasing performances now. It was a really positive performance at Alfreton that may have warranted a little bit more than it got, but it's a good point to go to Alfreton and get a draw. They're only good away points if you back them up at home, and that's been the chat all week, and I thought we did that very, very well. So delighted, genuinely delighted for the players, for the work they've put in the build-up to last week's game, to maybe not get what I think the performance perhaps warranted, to then do that again and back that up with a really good result against the side that have always been at the right end of the table. I think it reflects on what a talented group they are, but equally what their attitude is. So just really, really pleased for them. Be pleased for them for a few more hours, and then we'll move on to trying to do it again on Tuesday night.
You just talked about their attitude there. Obviously, a late goal in the opening day of the season when you've worked so hard could be a real kick in the teeth and keep the side on a downer. But just how pleased with you with the response today, and particularly in a similar situation, you're 2-0 up after 20 minutes or so, to then keep that clean sheet through the game.
The two parts of it, I thought we were electric to go 2-0 up. I thought we saw three very, very good forward players. We were able to get to their strengths, and that showed, didn't it, in terms of the chances that a side that I think had 28 shutouts last year were running back towards their own goal and with the ball coming across the box and little slides down the sides of centre halves. And then in the second half, similar to last week in a way, that having to defend set plays properly, having to defend long throw-ins, being brave enough to suffer a bit without the ball and concede some territory without just trying to defend our penalty area. Had to make a little adjustment midway through that half. Thought Darren Stevenson's attitude when he come on was excellent, to almost sacrifice himself and the side of the game that he might enjoy a little bit more, to ultimately put himself in them defensive positions and recover. So really, really pleased with that stuff. Mentally, thought the group looked very strong. But again, I thought we defended well last week. I thought that what went against us wasn't really of our own doing. But to see the game out without having to drop deep and defend the 18-yard box and just do it that way, to have some chances of our own, really, really pleasing, and reflects very, very well on a group that I'm fortunate. I get to see them every day. I get to see the strengths, and I get to come out here and talk about them. Very, very pleased with them. Very, 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 very pleased for them today on what is a really good day for them.
The two goal scorers, Kurt Willoughby, he looks like he could take them chances in his sleep now. He's a natural goal scorer, but also for Cole Hall to score that goal and for him to have that moment when he comes off, that must have been massive for his confidence as well.
I've talked a lot about the forward options, and that was important. We've got a lot of creativity, a lot of good players right the way around the pitch. We've got some limitations perhaps at the moment around selection decisions with injuries, but we've got an abundance of talent in forward areas. Darren Stevenson and Adam Thomas and Ewan Murray were on the bench today. One of them wasn't even able to get onto the pitch. That's how strong those forward options are. So really, really pleased for Kurt. Largely it's his work rate out of possession. He deserves what he gets in front of goal because of what he does without the ball. But in the same way, Cole Hall's industrious nature of his performance meant that he deserved that little moment 1v1. I thought the reception he got from the fans was representative of what I think Chester supporters acknowledge, which is when someone matches their ambition and their enthusiasm, they get very, very well received. So I was delighted he gets his goal, and he's deserved it. He was excellent last week as well. So 3 very, very good forward performances, with 3 more that we can use as and when we look strong in those areas. But the other end of the pitch, Albert, you've got a clean sheet from a back 4 that we obviously use 5 defenders, none of them over the age of 21, and they certainly deserve their moment, and a goalkeeper as well. So a collective performance, overwhelming feeling, is just really pleased for the players.
We're talking about the fans again. We did last week, we'll have to do it again. They were unbelievable start to finish, and then particularly the reception that you and the players and the staff get at the end must just make you feel $1 million.
They've done everything that we've asked of them or encouraged of them during the summer. Their season tickets boost the budget. I thought the way they backed the team last week was excellent, but that was 90 minutes right behind the team. Now, it won't always be that on the pitch. Well, it won't always be brilliant. It won't always be perfect. No one will make more mistakes than me. I guarantee that. Players will make mistakes, and we need to stick with them. In the same way, I won't get everything right. I've been at this club 9 years, and that's what I associate it with, is unwavering support for its football team. A very, very passionate supporter base that are as committed as any, and demand, and I mean demand in a healthy way, the same from the team. I won't be everyone's cup of tea. I won't be perfect along the way. But I guarantee I wanted what everyone in the stand wanted today, and every single player that pulled the shirt on was exactly the same. We will need those supporters to stick with us when it's not so good, and that type of backing to drag us through. But I thought they were excellent. The entire group's really appreciative of that support, back-to-back Saturdays, and all our ambition will do. And look, I thought it was a performance full of ambition as well, might I add, is to be worthy of that support. But I thought every side of the ground, everyone that was right behind us, we appreciate it. And look, a very, very proud day, but particularly pleased that those players get that moment that I think they thoroughly deserve for their work up to now.
And finally, we talked before the game about the opportunity that perhaps you presented with back-to-back home games. You've taken 3 points and now the chance to make it 6 out of 6 when you take on Hereford on Tuesday.
Yeah, going to have probably another half an hour of trying to enjoy the sunshine, and just sort of reflect on the feeling of real pleasure for the group. Then tonight we'll be analysing tonight's game, Sunday we'll be analysing Hereford's game, and we'll prepare for Tuesday, because today's a great result, but not if we don't get any more. In the same way last Saturday's a good point, if you back it up at home. If we finish the season with 4 points, I don't think we'll be celebrating today's win, will we? So it's important we go and ensure we keep moving forwards every time out, especially at home. But we'll need everyone again, need the entire group, we'll try and patch them up, need everyone in the stand to back us the way they did. And look, if we are going to do anything, we're going to have to do it together, that's for sure.